Welcome to the Voice of Oneness. I am Amara, and together with my spirit team of master teachers, I present the teachings of divine oneness. And as I tuned in for this broadcast, the team began by saying that each of us is to decide what our experience is to be. We're to decide what our experience is to be. Unity consciousness or separation. Unity consciousness is a choice, and separation is a choice. We are at a pivotal point in our human evolution at this time, and we are in a position of which we are to choose. And as we choose, we do so by setting our intention and our focus. What are we focusing on? So the team said to me, many are focused on the ephemeral and not the eternal. The ephemeral is that which is short-lived, that which is fleeting. And the eternal is the infinite. We want to experience peace. We want to experience our oneness. And I'm going to assume if we're tuned into a broadcast such as this, that that's where we're at and that's what we're asking for. So if that's what we're asking for, then it's up to us to dial into that, to choose the eternal and not the ephemeral. I have a hard time with this word. The ephemeral. The ephemeral. The ephemeral. Tongue twister for me tonight. So when we are choosing the eternal, we're choosing to set our own individual focus on the Creator, on God, on infinite intelligence, which means that the most important thing for us individually is that we make the choice to come into alignment with God, the source, infinite intelligence. And we place our attention there as often as we can in our day-to-day life. Our day-to-day life is consumed by the material world. The things around us capture our attention. Right now in the United States, our attention is captured by an election of which we have two candidates, and we are to choose one. And many people, when they're reporting to me, my clients are stating that they feel so anxious, so concerned, so worried, so fearful about what's going to happen if their choice is not the outcome. And they're worried about that. So that is a capture. That is my attention, and my energy is focused in fear. I'm fearful that perhaps I'm not going to make the right choice, because who's telling the truth and who's not? And how do I come about discerning that? That's another big thing for many people. But believing that the choice is the most important focus in the moment. I've got to make the right choice. I've got to make the right choice. And how will I know what the right choice is if I'm not tuned in to the eternal, if I'm not tuned in to the Creator, if I'm not aligned with God, with the infinite intelligence of that which I am, in unity consciousness, in the unified consciousness of oneness? Not saying that that's where we're living in the moment and we've got that fully on board and understood and we are at one with it, but saying that we understand it from the conceptual point of view. I get it as a concept. I get that we're all one. we can say. And I want to experience that. I want that to be my life. I make that choice. And then I've got to make sure that I am stepping into the action of living from that perspective and not allowing myself to be captured by the material world, by the fear, by separation consciousness versus unity consciousness. So how do I do that? The first thing I need to do is I need to decide. I need to decide what's most important to me. Do I want to align with separation and believe that I'm separate from everyone around me and that the two candidates running are separate and they represent outcomes, and that outcome is then going to be what I experience based on who is elected? Or is there more to it? Is there more involved in that? Is there a greater calling for everyone in this moment of our life experience? They say, okay, well, if I'm choosing to move in the unity consciousness, if I truly want freedom, and I want freedom of speech, I want my constitutional rights, that I can exercise them and not that they are taken from me. And I want to make sure that I'm casting a vote for a candidate that is going to be aligned with that. How will I know if I'm not aligned with the Creator, if I'm not aligned with God, if I'm not aligned with the truth of my being? How can I discern? How can I possibly discern? When I'm not aligning with that which I am and not aligning with the truth of my being, then I'm at the whim of the world of which I am existing within. Then I am pushed and pulled in directions based on my emotions and not my connection to the truth of which I am. I'm pushed and pulled by the forces of the media, by the narratives that are contrived, that are scripted for outcomes, by those who are very, very skilled in crafting them to get the outcome. I cannot trust in that if I am choosing unity consciousness. If I'm choosing unity consciousness, I must trust in myself to align as best that I can with the divine that I am, knowing that that connection then guides me in the direction of the experiencing of that which I'm calling for, which is freedom. Knowing that as I align with that energy, as I align with the consciousness of unity, then I am in the field to experience the flow of life in the direction of that which I'm calling for. And I'm not held or captured by a narrative. I'm not held and captured by somebody's persona. I'm not held and captured by somebody's ability to project an image. But I am held within the light of truth. I am then held within the love of which I am and all are. It's a much different experience. And what we're asking for a sense of peace. We're asking for a world of which we are free. We're asking to up-level. We're asking for greatness. We're asking to experience our divine essence. We must realize that in order to capture that, we must go within. We must go within our own being to tap into our own soul connection with that which created us, with God. We must recognize, we must hold in reverence the divine, and not hold in reverence that which makes the best showing, not that which states they're going to do this or that, and this is the way. Follow me because this is the way. Follow the way that feels right within you because it is aligned with that which is truth. And this is the most important thing that each of us can do at this time. This is where we are to focus on our divine connection so we're not distracted by things that are short-lived. We're not distracted by promises made. We're not distracted by offerings of a future of which we believe is going to make it better for ourselves to experience the life of which we're living. We're going to live better. The way to live better is to align with the divine. Truly align with the divine. And then from that alignment, see the world. And when we see through that alignment, the world is ever expanding beauty, ever expanding love. That does not mean that things don't happen that we can say are tragic. That doesn't mean that we don't experience the ups and downs of life. We certainly do. But we understand that they are part of the greater expression. We understand that they hold purpose. And we understand that they don't tie us in right where we are, that we are ever expanding, life affirming spirit, experiencing all of the myriad of life. Here to experience learning how to live in oneness, learning what is oneness beyond the concept. What is it to live as one? If we're choosing unity consciousness, we're choosing to live as one. We are experiencing the field of unity and not separation. We don't pit one individual against another. We don't diminish anyone. We don't diss anyone. We don't hate anyone or anything, for we realize that everything is within the divine plan of creation. We are free from the fear that exists within our separation consciousness. Once we release that separation consciousness and we open up to the grandness of our being, and we say, well, let's make ourselves great again, because we've forgotten and we've made ourselves very small. And we've been living under a spell that has cast us into this state of isolation and separation from one another, where we're moving further away rather than closer together. We are not automatons. We're not machines. We're human beings. And we were gifted by our Creator with the ability to feel, the ability to reason, the ability to experience life as we choose it to be. We, and I've said this many, many times, we must choose. No one can choose for us. We must choose. We must choose. So if I'm to select between two candidates, then I'm going to choose that which I feel in resonance with based on my connection with the Creator, based on my connection with God, based on that loving presence. As I'm living my life from that space, that energy, then I will naturally be drawn to that energy, the one who's holding that energy in the moment. So there's an alignment there. And I can trust in that I am making the choice as it is in alignment with the energy of which I am choosing to experience. Not based on anything else, but based on that which feels right within me. We are tied up in the ephemeral, that which is short-lived, that which we see, which we hear, which we touch. We are beyond that which we see, that which we hear, and that which we touch. Those are part of our five senses. They're part of this physical world. We are in a physical world, experiencing a physical world, but we are much more. We are spirit. We are beyond our physical body. This is just housing the spirit so that we can have an experience with our five senses. But we are beyond. When we tune in to God, to the Creator, we are tuning into that which is the unseen, that which is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent in every part and parcel of creation. Within inside us, in every cell of our body, is the presence of that which created us. It's everywhere. But we're not looking there. We're looking on the short-lived picture, that which we see in the day-to-day, the experiences that we have with one another, that we take so seriously, and we've got to get it so right, and we get ourselves so jammed up, and then we say, oh my gosh, I want to feel peace, but I'm always chasing it, but it never seems to arrive, because we're looking in the wrong place. We're not looking within ourselves. Peace is inside. It's not found anywhere outside. It's inside. It comes from inside and then out. And as it then comes from within us out, then we experience it in the world. But if we're not recognizing it within ourselves, we will never recognize it outside of ourselves. We will experience that which is lacking peace. So as we are in this pivotal time of our, we can call it ascension, we can call it awakening, we can call it the greater experiencing of the truth. This is the great reveal. We see that which around us is crumbling, is breaking down. Lies are being exposed. In the greater scheme of things in the world and also in our own personal lives, stuff is happening. I say things are popping all the time. As people, I'm on the phone with different clients and experiencing different things. I see what's going on, and I know what's going on within my own self. So we are growing and expanding in our consciousness. And as we do that, we begin to realize that there's so much more than this physical world. There's so much more than I get up in the morning, I make my coffee, I get myself dressed, I go to work, I come home, and I eat and I do the things I need to do around my home, and then I go to bed and I get up and do the same thing the next day. We're so much more than that. Those are the things that we do to experience the choices of which we have made at this point. But now it's time to go beyond that point. It's time to go within. It's time to expand. It's time to connect to the presence of which created us. It's time to realize that we are in oneness. We are one. And as we choose that experience, then we start to live from that perspective. We start to experience the exchanges and interrelationships in our lives based on that energy. And we experience in a whole new way. So now we have an opportunity for a new beginning. So we want to go within ourselves to really sit and ask ourselves, what is it we choose? Do we choose oneness? Or do we choose to continue in the field of separation and fear? And some people say, well, how do I choose? It's easy for you, Amara. This is what you teach. This is what you live. And my experience. I'm full of anxiety, and I don't know what to do, and everything. So I say, well, okay, that's understood. I've had anxiety in my life. I know what it feels like, and I know how to overcome it. And in a sense of not by pushing it away and saying that it's something bad, I need to get rid of this makes me bad, by embracing it and saying, oh, this is the gift that's in my life right here, right now. Doesn't feel good, doesn't feel like a gift, but it is a gift because it's opening me. It's opening me further, because when I come out on the other side of this, I've learned then how to embrace this and how to transmute it, how to experience it and not let it take hold of me and drag me, but I experience it as the gift of which it is that opens me up to experience I'm so much more than this. I don't need to control everything. Anxiety is based on the need to control, feeling that I have to control. When I'm in separation consciousness, that's the natural default, is control. I've got to control. I've got to keep myself safe and my people safe. And there's my people and then those people over there and those people over there. And we're all separate. And I'm in constant fear. Constant fear. I've got to protect that which is mine. I've got to protect myself in my job. I've worry about losing my job. I've got to worry about what if I don't have money for this, or I don't have this, or I don't have that. And that's fear. And that's taking us away from the true nature of that which we are. That's believing in the ephemeral and not the eternal. The eternal is ever present, always expanding. And that is truthfully that which we are. Whether we understand it or not, whether it's a new concept to us or not, doesn't matter. What matters is we can choose it here and now in this moment. We can choose to step back from the craziness and the chaos in the world and say, wait a minute, I want to connect with the Creator. Well, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that. Amara says the Creator is everywhere around us, and every part and parcel of creation, within us in every cell of our body, in nature. everywhere the Creator is. Love and beauty surround us. Love and beauty are us. We just need to tune into it. We need to dial in. So if I'm anxious, let's say, or I'm not feeling connected, I'm going to step outside. Not sit in a building, but step outside under the light of the sun in the daylight. And I'm going to perhaps walk down the street, or maybe I'm going to take myself to a park or to the ocean. I love to go to the ocean. I miss the ocean now because I'm in northern Arizona, but my heart is with the ocean always. I go to the ocean or wherever it may be, out in nature, because I want to connect with nature. And I could just close my eyes and be by yourself or with somebody that's going to allow you the space to experience whatever you're going to experience. Not somebody who's chatting or trying to take you away from the experience, but somebody who will just quietly take time themselves to close their eyes and experience themselves as best they can in the moment in connection with God, the Creator, infinite intelligence, nature, however you want to experience it in the moment. You can close your eyes out in nature, put your hands out, just hold your hands out, and just feel the energy that's all around you. Just say, I am open, I am open, I am open. I am that energy of which is all around me. I allow myself in this moment to experience the oneness of love. And you just feel the energy. You can hold your hands out or you can move them closer in and out. And if you move your hands like this, in and out, you will feel the energy. There isn't anyone who will not feel it. You will feel it. Because that's what you are. That's what's all around you is energy. And you're just taking the moment to tune into that. So you take yourself to the understanding in the moment that I am much more than I know. I am much greater than the life of which I've been experiencing. There's so much more. And then I open to that. And then you look around you in your environment. Look at if there's trees, look at the trees. If there's flowers, look at the flowers. If there's animals, look at the animals. Notice what you notice in nature, what pops out at you. And then really notice the beauty of it. And say, oh my goodness, this is the Creator's expression of love. This that I put my eyes upon, this tree, this is the Creator's expression of love. The bark on the tree, the leaves, the branches, the shape, everything is the hand of God. Everything around me, all the animals and everything. And then I take my hands and I place them on me. And I say, oh my goodness, this is the creation of God. I am a form of God's highest creation. Right here, right now. And I allow myself to breathe that in. And as I do that, you will begin to feel a sense of calmness. You will experience yourself in new ways. And that's just one example. We can lose ourselves in many things, in art, in dance, in music, in song, so many different ways. In writing, we take ourselves to experience the expansion of self and not the contraction. The contraction is fear. The contractions are the what if. What if? We want to take the what if and flush it. We don't want the what ifs anymore. We want to flush the what ifs. We say, right here is, this is what is, and we determine what is. In this moment, I say, all is well. Therefore, it is. Because I am a form of God's highest creation. That which created me is in me as me. There's no separation. The separation was the illusion of separation. It is the illusion. It's not the truth. And as I begin to live my life with the intention of experiencing the truth, then new opportunities arise to do so. And that is where I'm aligning. So that's what comes into my world. That's what my experience is. So no matter the outcome of an election, if I am choosing to experience the greatness of my being, the opportunity will be given to do so in each and every moment. Meaning, how then do I express the greatness of my being when the outcome is disappointing because it's not what I believed would be or should be? It's to say, okay, in that moment, I close my eyes, I stand with my hands on my heart, and I say, okay, God, Creator, Heavenly Father, I don't understand this in the moment, and I'm feeling frightened, or I'm feeling confused, whatever it may be. Help me to feel the love of which I am, knowing that the opportunity will be given for me to do so. So perhaps in that moment, the phone rings, and this is hypothetical, and it's a friend, and they are feeling frightened because the outcome wasn't what they wanted. And you begin to share what you are beginning to incorporate into your life, the connection with the Creator, and how everything is exactly as it need be in each and every moment, and to trust that all is well and that you're taken care of. But you're not abandoned, you're taken care of, everything is well. And you trust in that. And you speak of the love of God, love of Creator, love of nature, whatever it may be. And you say, how about we meet for coffee, or how about we take a walk in the park and we just experience the world? Not what we see with our eyes, which may be something that looks chaotic, but experience the world of which God created. The beauty that's all around us in each and every moment. And as we each begin to do that, we change the face of that which we see. We begin to take the responsibility back for that which we experience. We begin to understand that it's our choice of how we move forward in our life, what we align with. First the Creator, and then all flows outward from there. That's the field of love. That which created us and everything around us is love. It's the expression of love. It's not the expression of fear. The expression of fear is the illusion. When we are willing to reach that point where we say that I choose unity consciousness, I choose to move into the experiencing of life that I was created to experience, the beauty, the love, the unity, the expression of love between peoples, not division, but love. We each hold that inside of us, and it's for us to reach in and pull it out and set it free. We're all at different points of awareness, different levels of development within our spiritual understanding, meaning understanding ourselves as spirit, understanding ourselves in relation to oneness. If we are choosing to experience the oneness of our being, we're choosing love, we're choosing to grow and expand our consciousness in oneness, and we find ourselves dissing another, we find ourselves speaking poorly of another, we find ourselves in any hurtful action to any other or anything, any life form, then we are moving away from the oneness and we are swimming in the sea of fear. When we are choosing the oneness, we understand that there is one and we are all connected. We are the many faces, many facets of the one. And we were created in such love that we were given the free will to experience ourselves so that we can choose the life experiences based on what we are feeling without being forced or controlled to choose. When we release that belief in separation, if we've got the belief in separation, then we're held within that spell. And it's that which we see separation and not oneness. We're seeing it, as I said, based on different levels of awareness. And we can say, if I even have the smallest and slightest inclination that there's more than what I see in life, that there's much more. If I'm saying I know there's much more, but I don't know that there's who created what, I don't know that I believe in God, I don't know that what I believe, but I just know that there's more, then that's a crack. I call that a crack. That's a beginning. And I just start to move in the direction of that. I want to know what it is. I want to know who I am. I want to learn. I want to experience. And I began by choosing to choose love. I choose love. I choose to treat others around me in love. I choose kindness. I choose generosity. I choose compassion to the greatest degree that I'm capable of in the moment. And we're not all capable of great levels of compassion. Some of us very small, some more so. But right where I am, wherever I am, I'm grateful for what I have in the moment because I'm ever expanding. I'm choosing to believe in the expansion. I'm choosing to believe in the unity of consciousness. I'm choosing to believe in that which created me, even if I don't understand it. I'll believe that there's a greater power, and I can start there. And that's just fine. Because what we choose, we're choosing to move in the direction of love, a unity consciousness, or fear, separation. That's what we'll get in our life. And it won't matter who wins the election. It won't matter because our life will be filled with fear. We will not achieve peace through the election of anyone to represent us. We must represent ourselves in relation to that which created us. Aligning with God, aligning with the infinite intelligence, aligning with, maybe we call it nature. But we've got to do that. We've got to make that choice. Candidates, yes, they represent different outcomes. As we align with the Creator, we will be guided to the candidate that represents that love to the best ability in the here and the now, to take us forward in our ever-expanding expression of ourselves as love. We trust in that. We trust I am guided and directed. And I understand and I let go and I let it be. I'm not trying to control. I'm not trying to say that these people over here are bad and I'm good and I'm aligned with this team over here and this is the best team and this team over here just sucks. We don't want them. Oh, they're horrible people. Oh, horrible, horrible. If we're saying that, we are not aligned with that which created us. We are in fear. And therefore, we are creating our destiny down that path. And if that's what you choose, so be it. So be it. But if you're choosing to experience the greatness of your being, if you want to live your best life, if you want to experience the expansion of your consciousness, if you want to experience the opening of your heart, if you want to experience the ascension of your being to higher dimensional existence, the choice to align with love is how it's done. I hope that makes sense. Because it is definitely what is coming to me as the most important thing as we sit together at this moment in time, that we realize that we are the choice. We must choose ourselves, not in a selfish way, but in a selfless way. Choosing ourselves, meaning that we choose the oneness of that which we are. We choose to grow in oneness. We choose to believe in one another, the goodness inside us, even when we're seeing some of the worst of the worst behavior that we can possibly have. That's only because conditions have been such that we've been so oppressed. But as we begin to change the conditions by opening up, cracking that heart, opening up that heart, expanding, bringing more light into our experience, the more of us that do that, the more light there is on the planet. The more light that's on the planet, the more is illuminated. And the more the experience is in vibrational resonance with the light, the love of that which we are. No matter who we are, if there's something we love, if there's an animal, if there's a plant, if there's something we love, and we spend time with it, and we hold it, and we're in the field with it, and we may be caressing it, we may be holding it close to us, in that moment, we are experiencing the love of which we are. In that moment, we are experiencing the field of love. We want to take that experience and we want to grow it. We want to grow it so that we can share that experience with those around us. Doesn't mean we have to tell our family members who don't agree with us what they should be thinking, what they should be doing, and how they should do it and when they should do it. It means that we have reached a point in our understanding that we have the compassion to allow them to live their choices. That's true compassion. I allow you to live your choices because you must choose. And I recognize that you and only you must choose. That's the rule in this game of life. No one is to be chosen for. We must each choose. And now the time is at hand for the choosing. Choosing unity, consciousness, or to continue in separation consciousness, in victimhood, giving our power away, or we take our power back, stating within ourselves that everything begins and ends within us. Everything begins and ends within us. As we collectively agree to support a candidate, it's because we feel it's in resonance with the true nature. When we align with God, then we understand that this will be the creation of the expression of which we are choosing. Not that it's been chosen for us through a narrative, but that we have selected it because it vibrates in resonance with our own heart. We'll know. Nobody will need to tell us. We'll know. We'll know which way to go. We'll know what's best for us. We'll know what job offer is the right one. We'll know what partner is the right one. We'll know when it's time to say a relationship has reached a point of completion. And we'll know that that's okay. It's okay. Completion's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. We'll know that it's reached a point of completion and it's time to set one another free because we have so much more to experience. This is the understanding that comes when we are living from the perspective of love, in truth with that which we are. Our life, our world expands into such a greater experience when we choose the greater. We choose love and not fear. We can say love trumps fear. And I'll leave it at that. And now I'd like to end with a meditation. So close your eyes wherever you are. Of course, if you're driving, that's not a choice. But you can always tune in to the recording, and if you choose to, enjoy the meditation. Or any type of meditation that allows you to experience the energy of you without any entanglement with anyone else. Just free in the moment, allowing yourself to be and have your own personal experience. Without the mind, when I say entanglement, we're all entangled as one, but without the mind taking us somewhere, feeling we're responsible for someone, or we need to change someone, or we need to do this or that. But we just need to be, just be, just be. And just be means that I allow myself to experience the energy of that which is here in this moment. And I do that first by taking a breath in, and I breathe in through the nose, filling the chest, and I hold that breath. And then I release it. And I take another nice deep breath in, hold that breath, and I release it. And I take one more nice deep breath in, hold that breath, and I release it, and I let it go. And right here, right where I am, I place my hands upon my heart center, the center of your chest. And I just focus there in my heart space. And I just allow myself to be, breathing in my normal rhythmic breath. Just be, just in this moment. If thoughts arise, and they do, I just let them drift like clouds in the sky. Imagine you're lying down in an open field looking up at the clouds, and they're just drifting by. This is the same with the thoughts, they're just drifting by. And just allow yourself to be. And then right where you are, the room begins to fill with a beautiful, bright, white light. This light surrounds you now. And imagine it begins to gather at the top of your head as a ray of bright white light. And this light begins to pour into your head, filling it with white light. And the light begins to continue to pour downwards into your throat, your chest, your back, your stomach, and begins to flow down your upper body, filling it with light. And the inside flowing down now into your lower extremities, into your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet. And from the soles of your feet, this light flows downward. It meets the ground beneath your feet and travels downwards, moving into the layers of the earth, moving down, down, reaching the center core of the earth, the heart of Mother Earth. Mother Earth is alive. She is super consciousness, highly evolved being, and she supports you. She supports all of life existing on Earth. She supports with such abundant, pure love. And this love joins now with the light that flows within her heart in a divine union of light. Having shared her love, she releases the light from her heart and sends it forth, moving swiftly up through the layers of the earth, up, reaching the soles of your feet and re-entering your body, moving up as spirals of light, flowing upwards into your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs. This light reaches your pelvic floor and settles in as a sea of shimmering light. So pure, so potent is this light. Now at the base of your spine, seeing, feeling, or just knowing that there is a ruby red ball of light. This ball of light is your root center, your root chakra, your root chakra. The light pours into this center, filling it with its luminous rays. These rays serve to cleanse the energy held within this center, purify this energy, and restore the balance to this energy, to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Restoring the balance to your foundation for your experiencing of self here on this planet and this moon. Having restored the balance, the white light moves upwards to the center just above it, the sacral center, your center of emotion, It's an orange ball of light, emotions and creativity. This orange ball of light accepts within its center core the white ray. The white ray fills this center with its luminous rays, serving to cleanse, to purify, and to restore the balance to the energies held within this center, to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now, restoring the balance to your emotions, your emotional balance, opening the way for the creativity, the true creativity of that which you are, to flow free. Having restored the balance, the light moves upwards to your solar plexus. A beautiful ball of yellow light in the center of your stomach spins now in a clockwise direction. Round and round the center spins, drawing into its center core the white ray. The white ray fills this center with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to the energies within this center, restoring the self to the true self. Here and now. Restoring the frequency to the perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. And the white light moves upwards to the heart center. Beautiful emerald green ball of light accepts the white ray, flowing into it, filling it with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, your center of truth. Cleansing the heart, making way for the opening to experience the greatest love that you can hold in the moment, knowing it is ever expanding, all in divine timing. Having cleansed, balanced, and purified the energy within this center to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now, and the white light moves upwards to your throat, the center of communication. A beautiful sky blue ball of light accepts into its center core the white ray, as the white ray fills this center with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, and restoring the balance to the energies held within this center to the correct frequency and perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Truth be known, truth be spoken, and so it is. Having restored the balance to the correct frequency and perfect resonance with your consciousness in the now moment, the light moves upwards to the third eye center. Beautiful, deep, rich blue bowl of light spins in a clockwise direction as the white light is drawn into its center core, filling this center with its luminous rays, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to the energies held within this center, your center of sight. Restoring the frequencies, the perfect resonance with your consciousness. I see, I see, I see as I am. In one in all in all I see. The light moves upwards now to the crown center. Beautiful violet and gold ball of light accepts into its center core the white ray as it flows inwards, filling this center with its luminous rays of light, cleansing, purifying, restoring the balance to this center, to the correct frequency in perfect resonance with your consciousness here and now. Having restored the balance to the 7 main centers of the body, each now flowing in harmony, the white light moves upwards to a beautiful crystalline star about 12 inches above your head. This star now accepts the white ray into its center core as it spins, and the rays flow out in all directions. So powerful, so potent, so magnificent is the brightness of this star, filling the field all around you and beyond. This light flows all around the globe and beyond to the multiverse and beyond. Pure light, the pure love of all that is. Having sent the light out, the light is returned to you, to the star above your head, and then is released from the star back to the oneness of that which it is. As you breathe in and out, perfectly balanced, allowing yourself just to experience the energy of you. Imagine now you find yourself seated upon a bench, looking out at a crystal clear lake. Then the lake, the blue sky above, is reflected. There's mountains in the background. They're white capped with snow. The air is cool and crisp, and you are perfectly comfortable on this bench. You take a nice, deep, cleansing breath in. The air is so pure. You feel so all is well in this moment. All is perfectly balanced. And as you look out now upon this lake, from your mind's eye, your second sight, either you see or you just know that appearing before you is the perfect representation of the divine, how you feel it to be. What you see, whether you see it as nature, whether you see it as a particular animal or being, a light being, star family, whatever it be, it's right for you and only you. This is your sight, your experiencing of you here and now as you communicate with the divine. Setting your intention now, connecting with the Creator. As the Creator speaks to you as you see it, flowing to you through that which you have chosen to be the representative. Sure. Perhaps you see a light so bright. Whatever it is, it's perfect for you. As you connect now with the Creator, with the God, essence of that which you are, with God infinite intelligence, nature, supreme creator. You open your heart now and allow yourself to feel the love of which is pouring into. You allow yourself to experience the communication taking place now within your mind, within your heart, within your body. Seeing, hearing, or knowing the words spoken to you, for you, as this is your connection. Let it feel. Take a few minutes and experience this connection as deeply as you can. And allow yourself to feel. As you are communicating now, in this moment, see a ray of light. Notice the color. In a flash, notice the color of light. This color is important as it's the color for you to focus on here and now. As we give thanks for this experience, and we begin to release this experience now. We take a breath in, and in this moment, an animal comes to your mind. In a flash, notice the animal. Seeing it, feeling it, or just knowing it. And it's done. The Creator then, allowing you to experience the love of which you are, begins to disappear from sight. And you look around you in your environment that you're seated on the bench, and you see that everything's glowing. You can see the life force all around you. This is the Creator's reminder to you that the Creator is always with you, within you, and around you. Breathe this now and release. And as you release your breath, you are now transported back into your body, fully present, right where you're seated. Your consciousness is fully aware. You feel your fingers, your toes. You place your hands upon your heart center once again. You take a breath in and out. We release, we let go, we let be. And so it is. Let it stop. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. And I want you to remember the color that either you saw it, you felt it, or you just know that it was the color, meaning like the color yellow came to your mind, or whatever it was in that moment. And the animal. And I want you to look up on the internet, you can look up the spiritual meaning of the animal and the color and see how it applies to you. It's a very important exercise to do because you'll really appreciate what you find. I guarantee it. And I thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Let me know what your experience of the meditation was, or if you have any questions, or you'd like any other topic to be discussed on any of the future podcasts. Chime in and let me know. I read all comments and I'm open and available. Also to personal sessions if you'd like. I'll have the information in the show notes below. And if you have experienced a feeling within you during the meditation that you're connecting and you've expanded your awareness in any way, you can simply type yes in the comments. Thank you again for joining me. If you've liked this broadcast, please like and please subscribe if you feel in resonance with what is being said here. Once again, we're all about the voice of oneness, the teachings of divine oneness, so that we can all come back and join together in unity consciousness and have a wonderful experience in the fifth dimension and beyond, here on Earth at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and share this broadcast as well. Thank you and good night. Bye-bye.